essentially what we're really trying to do is create an economy, not only for our, Genesis collection of characters, but create an entire economy of skins, where people can, sell these, try these on, do as they wish. And while these are still all on chain.
How's everyone doing? How are you guys? Rob and Split McLean. Do I call you guys that?
Yeah, call me Rob. I mean, Rob's my name. I just decided to add the Mister so I could, just a little extra, I guess. Nothing special, but call me Rob.
You can just call me McLean. I mean, the whole McLean. Split thing is more of an on-brand, kind of name. So
fair enough.
You're doing good. How are you doing, Thor?
I'm good. Like now I can relax. Like after setting everything up, I don't know. The anxiety is all in that, and now I can just enjoy my coffee and have a conversation, talk about CNFTs. That's my happy place, man.
Same here. This is awesome.
Yeah.
It's one way to kick off the weekend, so let's just sit back and enjoy now.
Exactly, and it's a bit of a pleasant surprise that we got in touch, because I wasn't planning on streaming today, and yeah, then your project came on my radar last week, and I wrote about you in my brew because I saw what you're focusing on. We'll get more into that in a bit, but yeah, I'm just happy that you guys came on my radar, and then now we can get the chance to have a conversation. So yeah, I'm excited, man. And everybody in the chat who's already here, 50 people in here already. Thanks for hanging out. If you guys have any questions, you know what to do. Try to keep an eye on the chat, and yeah, just fire away. And I don't know if you guys have the stream open, so maybe you can keep an eye on the chat as well if there are any questions, because I'm notorious for missing questions.
Let me go ahead and pull that up.
Give yourself some more credit. I don't believe that. But yeah, no, I was going to say, when we had our very first live stream with Heaps, I saw you kind of in the comment section, and I was like,
yeah, I was lurking a little bit.
Go on with it. So, I'm excited we got here, and yeah, it definitely was last minute, but we made it work. So,
shout out to Heaps. I think did I see Heaps in the chat somewhere?
Yeah. Shout out to Heaps. Heaps actually did introduce us to Thor. I mean, we knew of Thor, but not on a personal level. So shout out to Heaps, always providing some sort of value in various ways. He's a magician when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Travis, I like yeah, shout out to Travis as well. Got all the great content creators in the chat. Love it. Rumor has it that if you sub, you get a rare mint from Split World. Just a rumor.
I don't know where you heard that from, but yeah, I think it's a rumor on the block.
Yeah, that's cannot be confirmed.
Cannot be confirmed.
But yeah, thanks for doing the giveaway as well, right? We want to do is that right? We want to do a free mint to somebody?
Yeah.
Today?
We're planning on, so we're not going to have a whitelist, but what we figured we'd do is in various ways reward people with free mints. So there's going to be 10 of those total. So in a sense, you could say that we have a 10-person whitelist, I guess. But it's more so kind of just a giveaway type deal, not necessarily an engagement tracker or anything of that sort, OG status, none of that. Just, giveaways. Yeah.
I appreciate that. I don't know if you know my opinions on whitelist, but yeah, I'm not gonna go on any rants.
You're not a fan of whitelist?
You.
No, I'm not a big fan. Maybe a part of me is just salty because I never make any whitelists, because I don't have the time or skill. I don't know. I always miss out on any whitelist. So and it's just super demotivating. But I also want to believe that I'm not the only one who doesn't have 24 hours a day to grind Discord. And some people actually, believe it or not, some people don't use Discord or don't like Discord, don't want to be on Discord. And I think constraining the community to, or, you know, the entire space to, or tying it to Discord, I think it's a little bit limiting. I think I want to think bigger than that.
100%. That's kind of our stance on it as well. It's the reason that we, took the approach that we did. It's just, they're good in a sense. I'm not hating on whitelists. I think it works very well in certain instances and projects that execute it in the right ways. That's awesome.
That is
I
true.
love that.
Yeah.
But we just decided to kind of take the opposite approach and just sum it up in the sense of this is the most inclusive way, especially if we execute the proper way, which we are on our minting process. Everything shall be fair. As far as minting goes, a lot of people are kind of worried maybe, if there's no whitelist, like, oh, how do I, this isn't fair, bots, this and that. But we're going to have an off-chain queue and reserve system. So we're going to be working with Ada Army and Heaps. He has a team over there that's very, very good at what they do. So it won't clog the network, and everything's going to be as smooth as possible.
Like the sound of that. Yeah, I'm excited. Ada Army is minting later this month, I believe. So maybe we'll have to keep an eye out for when you guys will be minting. But before we get into the nitty gritty of things, like, can you tell me just a little bit about you guys and how and we started talking about it a little bit before the stream when you entered the space, but like, what can you tell me about you guys and how you ended up here and started to work on this project?
Yeah. So McLean and I are both members of this entrepreneurship program at our university. And so we've been best friends for about 4 years. We've always been, on the same page as far as, business ventures, cryptocurrency investments and stuff like that. We're kind of just been partners together in a lot of different senses. And so we got into Cardano early in January 2021. So we didn't know that there was, at the time, there wasn't any NFTs yet. But doing deeper dives, we actually discovered there were NFTs on Reddit. And then we, circled over the Twitter, started diving in some more. And then, in late summer, we realized like there's actually a whole ecosystem that's on Cardano that we never even knew about, because we've been seeing all these ETH NFTs pop up. We never got into those. I never got into ETH NFTs. But it was so easy for us to transition into the Cardano ecosystem because we felt like we were already a part of it, being invested into Cardano and being a true believer. So that definitely helped us, manifest the community once we got in, and, we were just, collectors. And at the time we saw a rise in, just projects that kind of maybe looked like they were quickly assembled. Wasn't bad. I minted those. It's just, things change over time. And so McLean and I maybe just saw some sort of angle for us to approach the space with a more fully fleshed out idea and a strong team and just, a developed utility. So that's kind of where we saw our place. But yeah, I'm Rob. I love food. I like going to the gym. I'm a part-time student as well. So yeah, that's a little bit about me and, McLean. McLean obviously has a lot more to talk on, but yeah.
But do you even lift, bro?
Oh, man, do
I saw that question. Heaps had that question.
Yeah, they always try to make fun of me, but I use it as motivation.
You have a lot of haters, Rob.
I know. I'm just kidding.
No, I don't really know the inside joke. I just saw that it was something that Heaps was teasing you about. So I'm just jumping on the bandwagon, I guess.
It's definitely been a big thing in our Discord. It's someone's always saying something about Rob lifting. And it's just become like somewhat.
I don't know how it started, but it became a thing. It's like a thing now. It's like Cardano Man, when I call him, he'll like say something about it. It's like it's become a normal inside joke. But I just want to quick shout out to Nighthawk. We do have a Twitter space with Nighthawk tomorrow at 8 p.m. UTC, I believe. So that's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to, building a closer relationship with her. She's awesome. From what I've heard, from what I've listened to, I haven't really engaged with her on a personal level, but shout out to her.
Yeah, Nighthawk has been actually. I want to double down on that shout out because she has been in my Twitch chat. She's definitely an OG. She's been here when I was streaming with 7 viewers and she's doing some really great things. She's one of the true professionals in the CNFT space. So definitely tune in for her spaces because she has them regularly on Saturdays. I think it's always on Saturdays, 8 p.m. And so tomorrow she'll be talking to you guys and Prosperia. So yeah I'm going to try to tune into that for sure.
Oh, it'll be a good time, and it's just kind of nice to finally go out into the community and join spaces and live streams like this, just to kind of tell everyone about our project. And we really do like adding that layer of like transparency with what we do as a team as well, because we have a lot behind the scenes that we work on, and like being able to finally tell people kind of what we've been working on the past 5 months is just kind of some weight off our shoulders, because it's like, when can we tell them? And then finally, we went public, and then we're able to kind of come out with that M Labs announcement and, what we're doing for the utility. And I don't know, I just, I love being in environments like this where we can kind of just talk and have great conversations. So
for sure. And I think it is necessary to have that transparency now. We've had 3 rug pulls in this week, at least maybe 4. Like I've lost count, unfortunately. And I tweeted earlier this week how none of the projects that I've talked to here on this stream have rug pulls, and that's not to kind of pat myself on the back. That's like patting those projects on the back for being able to come on stream, be vulnerable, like connect with the guys here in chat, and projects that are willing to do that, is such a good sign to me. So definitely props to you guys for doing that.
We appreciate that. And I mean, it's that level of trust we have with the community as well is something I really like about how we've kind of gone about everything as a team. It's like, any questions that are really asked, any questions that are asked towards us, we always have some kind of answer for them. And, we really have prided ourselves since the day Rob and I even started the project. We said, in order for us to go through this project, we have to have transparency and build that trust with the community, because I feel like that's the most important part, because if your community cannot trust like the project developers or creators, it's like, I mean, you have a cracked foundation. You can't build off that when there's no trust. So, we realize the importance of that. And I would say, we have a lot of trust built with our community, and it's been doing really well. We've seen a lot of organic growth. We have regulars, and it's just a great way to kind of build those relationships with people. And especially, I mean, they're based around the world, which is my favorite part. That's the great thing about crypto. Like, I'll be up at like 1 a.m. and I'll be chatting with a guy from like the Philippines. I'm like, so
yeah,
cool.
I know it is cool. Like sometimes it's weird when I'm about to go to bed and on Discord I see all the GMs from people in Asia or Australia. It's definitely cool. But can you tell me a little bit about, because you're not the entire team, right? And you've now teamed up with M Labs. Can you tell me about your team and kind of how you're structuring your project?
Yeah. So initially, McLean and I came up with the idea. So we are the co-founders, both of us. When we knew we were cooking up something cool here, we wanted assistance on the community side, which is why Crypto Heaps is now our community manager. I've trusted him for so long. I've hosted Twitter spaces with him. I've seen the way that he manages his community at Ada Army, and that's something that we wanted to emulate. So we were like, what better way to, start off on the right foot than bring on a guy like Heaps? So we're extremely blessed to have him. And, on the forefront of this, we have Loshak. Harry, I actually met on Twitter. He is our artist. What's up?
Sorry, I just realized I wasn't following Ada Army on Twitter, and that's embarrassing. I thought I was following them, so that's long overdue.
He's just gonna get mad. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, but I'm an open book, and I own up to my mistakes. So that's why I do this live. But there you go. I'm not perfect.
Yeah, but yeah. So I was saying art. Loshak, Harry Losh, we call him Harry. Loshak, he's our artist. We actually found him on Twitter. I was looking, I saw a post that was retweeted. It was like one of his personal works. And I reached out to him. I'm like, hey, we have this. I looked through his, portfolio. I'm like, this is great. He's fairly experienced. He's done commercials for Asus, and Razer before. He's the one who also made our trailer video. So he's pretty good with animation.
Wow. What's his handle?
So it's H Loshak, the letter H, Loshak, Loshak.
Oh, without the C? Okay, yeah, found it. Oh, very cool.
Right.
Wow, that's some quality work.
For sure. And so that turned us on right away because at the time also there was a kind of a gap in 3D in Cardano. Obviously it took us a long time to develop this, and a lot of great 3D projects have actually been introduced into the space. But at the time we were, our main focus was we want to bring, high quality 3D. And then we were still trying to find kind of an incentive for launching this art, because we didn't want to just launch art, essentially, which is where we had to branch out as a team. So I was on a call with Cardano Man for a while. He helped us kind of advise us through this process, just help us ideate certain things, especially the utility, helping out with, some of the ideas with the artwork and stuff like that. So we kind of, me and him on a call kind of came to the conclusion that we need to find a way for people to be able to grow a stronger connection to their NFTs instead of it just being art in a collection. And the way that we thought we could do that is by creating a customizable project to where users can, do as they wish, essentially, and have their own economy with these traits. So then that comes into the development side, which is why we brought on M Labs. We knew this was a daunting task. This isn't easy. We talked to a lot of people. We had Cardano Man. He's great for networking for us. We were working for 2 months to try to find someone to do this for us. We reached out to a lot of independent developers on Cardano. None of them had the time nor, knowledge to do it. I mean, they have the experience. They could definitely do it, but it would take a lot longer because they have to figure it out first. They have to learn, teach themselves, and then do it for us the right way. So at that point, we're like, you know what, we need to, we need to think bigger. We're not just going to bring on an individual to our team, which is why we reached out to M Labs. Given their resume, I mean, they've worked with IOHK, Sunday Swap, MinSwap, Cardano Foundation, everyone. They've worked with everyone. So we were like, this is a huge team, and they got 100 developers on their team, Haskell devs, which is a gold mine. So we reached out to them, and happily enough, they saw our vision and kind of hashed out what it's gonna look like, and they're more than happy to work with us. So as soon as our minting wraps up, we're gonna go ahead and get the show on the road and bring some substance. So we're super excited for that. We have a killer team of mods, by the way. Bololo, she's a lifesaver. She's in the Philippines. She's the best. She's absolutely the best. She's one of the most realist persons I know, always having real conversations. Rory, longtime friend in the space, host Twitter spaces with him. Joshi, doing absolutely killer stuff for Discord bots. We have a security bot on our channel. All these guys and gals bring their own sort of value to the team, which is why we're so happy to have them on.
Yeah, I think mods are often underrated. It's just an underrated part of a project. They're so important. And, So yeah, shout out to your mods, and it sounds like you guys are taking it seriously in terms of like building that dream team. You know, having a strong team to move forward with the project. So you know, what is your guys' elevator pitch? Like, why should people be excited about this project? You know, like can you kind of boil it down to a single thing, or you know, what is it other than it's a great looking NFT, or you know, the sneak peeks are really good looking, but what is it, the customization, or how would you describe it?
You know, I would say it's a multitude of different aspects, but really, like, the main thing that we want to put focus on is the customization utility. You know, there's a lot of different aspects of that utility and like many different things that we can do with it. And with having M Labs being able to develop this down the road, I really don't have any doubts that, you know, anything we think of, they'll be able to develop out for us. And
shout out to MLabs, by the way. I talked to them yesterday. They reached out, and I just had a conversation with them, and they seem like really genuine, nice guys. And I told them I was going to talk to you guys. So shout out to MLabs.
They definitely are very, very nice people. Very professional. Really easy to get along with. You know, they're open to any kind of suggestions, and I mean, everything about like the conversations we have with them are super productive. I mean, we're always talking about different angles. We kind of want to go with the utility, and they're always coming to us with good ideas and just kind of ways to, you know, go about the development. Yeah, and you know, we couldn't be more happier to work with them. So, but yeah, for the customer. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, yeah, exactly. For, you know, I want to ask more about like what you are developing and how, like, what is going to be customizable and that kind of stuff, you know?
Right. So we're working right now. We're specifying. I think we're going to do waves of abilities essentially. So wave one, there's going to be about 3 traits that are customizable. The ones that we see that are most important, which are going to be the guns. Then the body armor takes up the most volume on the NFT, of course, as well as the mini robot in the hand. And so essentially what we're really trying to do is create an economy, not only for our, you know, Genesis collection of characters, but create an entire economy of skins, where people can, you know, sell these, try these on, do as they wish. And while these are still all on chain, everything here is on chain. You know, this isn't just like a little preview that you're going to be able to like look at yourself. New assets are actually going to be generated very, very quickly with new metadata. So that's kind of what we're really, really excited about. And like we said, there's a multitude of angles that we have on this. One aspect that we're heavily considering is doing some sort of community event where community members are able to actually input designs and try to, you know, so we can integrate, you know, what the community wants to see, what their designs are. Another thing that we're looking to do, what we are doing, are integrating other projects into our customization. So there's a lot of things that we can do with this, which is why I'm super excited, because whatever happens, I know it's going to be awesome. I know it's going to be in the community's best interest.
And to kind of hammer down on Rob's second point there, just the project collaborations. I mean, it's going to be really cool. So let's say, you know, I like Project XYZ, and I've been a fan of them since they minted. Even before then, I'm like an OG. And I get my, you know, Split World Genesis. It's just the normal character and everything like that. Let's say, you know, I want to rep Project XYZ on my Split World character. So, you know, we would have like the drones or like armor or helmets, you know, whatever accessory it would be. And then they could rep all 3 projects on a single NFT. So I like just the fact that you're able to personalize your NFT with your favorite projects is kind of what I'm excited about.
It's almost like the metaverse of the NFT projects. You know what I mean? That's interesting.
Yeah. No,
Yeah. And then another thing, when you said elevator pitch, McLean said a multitude of things. So customization is one thing that is a multitude of things that goes into customization. But another thing I want to touch on, I think is really, really important that we're starting to see more of a focus, which I'm glad is because we appreciated this a lot, was formulating a strong team of people who are capable, and of people who can lead, a community, because that's most important, I think, in any sort of project. I would buy into a team over anything. It could be a blank screen, and I would buy into the team if I believe in what they're doing, and what they're doing for the community.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what the approach that we wanted to take from the get-go, which is why that we were super, careful with the people that we brought on. Like, everything was calculated. We didn't just assemble some stuff to get onto the market. We've been working on this behind the scenes for about 5 months. We've thought about every decision that we've made quite deeply, just to make sure that it's going to benefit us not only now, but set us up for sustainability in this, ever expanding, quickly evolving ecosystem.
Yeah, I've been saying it for such a long time that, because people sometimes ask me for advice, like what kind of project should I be investing in, especially people that are coming into the CNFT space, seeing it as, an investment. They're not just collectors; they are investing. It's invest in teams, like get to know teams, and invest in the teams that you believe in the most, because then, it's just such a good indicator of the long-term success of the project. I couldn't agree more.
And one thing that we also kind of were excited to do, I mean, I wouldn't say October is long term at all. But CNFT Gone in Las Vegas, that's something that we were proud to say that we're going to have some sort of utility for holders there, because that, I hope, sends a message to those in our community that, you see us now and you're going to see us in real life. Like, we're real people trying to build something real here. We don't see this space as like a lottery ticket, because quite frankly, if you wanted to, win the lottery, the CNFT space or NFT space in general, creating a project isn't easy. People kind of think it's like people can just jump in and out. Like, depends what you're doing. But for us, I mean, we were working probably 8 hours a day on this. I switched to a part-time student because of this, because I knew, this is way more important, than whatever type of degree I'm trying to get. This is actual work. This isn't like a place where you can come and just gimmick and, pretendo. This isn't pretendo. This is the real shit.
And it's something, I mean, we're staying up till like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., just doing our planning. I mean, getting everything organized, like we need this done, we need that done. Like, how are we going to go about this? How are we going to go about that? And it's like, the past 5 months have been, it's been a lot of time put in, but it's been worth it. I mean, when we went public initially, just to kind of see the reaction from the CNFT community. I know I said this last stream, but I'm always going to say this. It gives us so much more conviction in everything that we do when we moving forwards to the future. I mean, we have more conviction to do more things for this project because we have more supporters. We actually have fans now. It's like having that responsibility, just it's such a great feeling. It really is. And it's like, we're going to do everything in our best interest to be able to, provide value for people who support us. So, I mean, that's one thing I've also loved.
I definitely like just kind of, hearing you talk to, Heaps and Cardano Man, shout out to Cardano Man the other day. And now talking to you now, like, I have no doubt that you guys have big ambitions and that you are working hard and you're, it looks like you're taking the right approach to things, which is super important. So, personally, I would feel pretty excited and comfortable kind of, investing in your project. But to some people, like, they might be asking, you started touching on it, like what kind of utility, because you're setting expectations, right? Like when you present yourself as a project, you immediately start giving hints as to what kind of project are you, like you're not a purely art project. I think you mentioned it already. It's not just the art, right? So you're providing utility. What kind of utility are people gonna get?
In turn,
so basically, so the main utility that we're looking to bring to the space is going to be it's a way for users to draw closer connection to their assets. I like to simplify it in that terms because that's realistically what it is. You get to build a connection and a literal relationship with your NFT because you have a say in how it looks. You get to customize it and apply traits that you think will look good on it, or you think these colors represent your personality, or you like this project, so you're going to integrate this project into Split World. There's a lot of symbolism that goes into it, and it allows users to be able to actually feel a personal connection with their asset. It becomes like I think we kind of summed it up like this. So think about like renting a house. You don't feel that it's yours. You can't paint the walls. You can't do this. You can't do that. Nothing major. You can only do a little bit of stuff. And you have it for a little bit. We don't want to be a rental. We want to be a home that people retire in. So people can add the couch that they love or paint the colors that they like. We want to create a home in somebody's wallet with our Genesis collection.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. And I think because NFTs, they've become so personal to you, right? So I think this is a very logical next step. The only other project that I've really looked at that is, kind of diving into the customization side of things is Forgotten. So I don't know if you've looked into what they're doing, but yeah, I'm seeing, I feel like just the two of you, I think it's going to be a trend, and I think there's a big opportunity there, and hopefully, this will kind of become the future, because I think the more personal something can become, the better it is, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we saw, and especially after the conversation Rob and I held with Cardano Man like a few months back, talking about customization. We realized it's like the future. I really do think the future is personalization, and like Rob was saying, establishing that personal connection with your NFT. I mean, I know everyone associates Rob with his face mask Degen, and that Rob has that personal connection with it. And I don't see him selling that anytime soon because he loves having that in his wallet. It's like the same thing with what we're doing. It's like that personalization aspect. I really think that, people are going to want to hold in, like, oh my gosh, I just got this new drone. It looks so cool. I'm putting that in. Or, I just got this body armor that's like a Degen crypto club. That's an example. There's nothing, just an example, by the way. But you get the point. It's like being able to put those different accessories on, and I just feel like people will be very passionate about it. And it's like, who doesn't want to personalize their assets on their NFT? It's like they have full freedom to do what they want with it. So sorry to rant a bit there, but it's just something that we're really passionate about. So
yeah, and I think because you guys haven't been doing the typical invite contests and all that, but you're still I feel like you're growing pretty fast, and I think people are getting excited about it, but it feels pretty organic to me, which is great to see. And you guys already talked about the community, and I see people in the chat right here. By the way, I see all of you. I see all of you that are following and subscribing. Shout out to Knob and Hawkeye Jake for the subs. I just turn off the notifications during my chat because they are pretty annoying, I will admit. So just know that I see you guys. But let's talk about the roadmap. You have the upcoming 7,777, nice number there, 3D split troopers. We don't know when that is, right? Well, I'm sure you know, but people don't know.
It'll happen this month. We haven't announced
the date this yet. Month.
That'll happen this month.
Okay. All right. Well, this month is pretty soon, so that's that's pretty cool. All right, so so it's happening pretty soon. And how is preparing for that going?
Good. So we actually have a phone call with Harry right after this. We're going to be hopping on a call with him and just kind of, going over all the fine details of all the textures and the models, just making sure everything is market ready. We spend time making sure everything is the way that we want it to be and up to the standard that we hold ourselves to. So that's kind of like been the main focus. I mean, we're lucky to have a killer development team on the minting, Heaps and his team. I don't know if they have announced this, but I'm going to kind of allude to it. They are, they're partnering with a new and upcoming minting service. It is going to be the JPEG store of minting. If we're doing an analogy from CNFT.io to JPEG store and NFT Maker to this. So that is all I'll say. They are insane, and this is going to be the first mint that they're actually doing. So we're excited to be able to, partner with them. There'll be more details on that soon. But yeah, so we feel very confident. We feel confident. We have a great artist. We have a great coder who's helping us, generate these 3D assets and, sort all the metadata, make sure there's no layering issues. And then we also have an awesome minting team, and that's kind of all that goes into, because we're not too stressed on the marketing side of things or the community building, because we're not trying to push for anything here. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're just going to be ourselves, show everyone what we have, and if you are interested in our project and want to join our community, we welcome you. I don't think we're going to be doing any sort of huge marketing push to get out there and invite your friends or anything like that, or a bunch of giveaways to run up our follower counts. We're not going to do a bunch of those. We're happy kind of where we're at. But we want to make sure people joining our project are joining it for the right reasons. Like at the end of the day, we're trying to be sustainable here. Selling out a collection means nothing. At the end of the day. It's what happens, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months after that. That's just the first step. The collection, the genesis on the roadmap is literally the first stepping stone of the project. And all the things that we're doing now are required to get to that first step.
And, building a community from the ground up with all organic, marketing tactics is, I feel like, really good for the long term. Because this project isn't something that Rob and I are only going to work on for a few months after mint. This is something where we want to be working on for the next 5 years here. And when we're talking years, for the plan, it's you can't have a community that's completely boosted by promotional content or by members who aren't engaged. It's the organic approach and having engaged community members who truly care about the project from day one is going to be much more helpful for us down the road for our long term kind of plan. So that approach has been worked well, and we've established a lot of great relationships with our community already, and we're just setting ourselves up, building the foundation to kind of build up for the next few years. So
that's sounds awesome. Sounds like you guys are really taking the right approach, and because it is, you'll get that loyalty in return. When you are kind of bringing in people for the right reasons, those are going to be true fans. They're going to stick with you if you hit a bump in the road, or when all the hype, post mint hype dies down and you have to get back to work. They're going to be there. And I think that's definitely the right approach. But just so I get, because I to be honest, I usually don't do a real deep dive into a project that I talk to, because I want to ask all the noob questions live. But after the Genesis drop, and you call it a Genesis drop, and to me that means there's something more to come. Is that right? The correct assumption? And then what is that thing to come?
So that is going to pertain to traits and different features and additions that you can use to customize your character.
Got it. Okay.
So that is that's the broadness of it. We're not going to get into too much detail yet because we kind of want it to be a surprise because there's a lot of exciting things there. So we're super happy and pumped for that. So, but yeah, that's kind of going to be the core. Right after our mint is going to be kind of the fuel that is needed to inject the rocket ship, which is the customization. I'm not making any Moon Boy references here. I'm not. That's no announcement. That was the first thing that came to mind. I'm not. Yeah.
Don't do the
no Moon Boy crap here. Yeah.
No, we don't do much of that on this channel. Customization platform. Those are some big fancy words.
Sure. So that's it's essentially the how do I say it? The medium where users are able to apply what comes in the encrypted phase to their split world character and generate their assets, their new assets.
Yeah. Makes sense. You have female soldiers, which I love. I love to see that.
Yeah. So actually, fun fact, our entire collection is female.
I didn't know that. That's even better.
Yeah. The reason we did that is because a lot of people don't even second look at a collection when it's all males. So we're like, okay, then why should they do the same for females? We just wanted to see that kind of equality there, that like, hey, this is normal. Why can't this be normal? Like, why do they have to be split? Cool. If everyone's okay with doing all males, then we should be okay with doing all females. And that's something our artist he actually brought that up to us about how, you don't see all females collection, especially how we're depicting these females. We're depicting them as strong, women. Yeah, badasses, not this cute little collection with a skirt and makeup. These are fucking badass women. Sorry for cursing. But yeah.
It's an elite. You can curse on it.
No, I was just saying.
Go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
No, it's that awkward delay. No, yep.
No, but I was saying it's like, so it's an elite battalion of women soldiers who are going to kick some ass and take some names as well. So like Rob was saying, we saw a lot of projects in the space that were usually all male collections. So yeah, just we wanted to be unique, and that's the number one thing we pride ourselves on, is being different and not going the traditional path that a lot of projects do. And we thought part of that uniqueness is also bringing the female approach and just making sure that there's more representation in the space with what we have in our collection. And we feel a lot of people have resonated with it. I've seen a lot of comments in Discord, on Twitter, just talking about how they love to see more female representation. It's that's exactly what we were going for. If we can have some women in the space or other individuals in the space be happy that there's more representation, then we did our job on what we wanted to do with it. So it's been really great to see, for sure.
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, go ahead. If you see a question, go for it.
Quick little question I want to get to by Sandket. Will there be different weapons as well, or just skins on the weapons? There will be new models for everything. So yes, there will be new styles of weapons, not just the color. If that answers, I hope that makes sense.
That is a good question. Did you get? Okay. We have enough time. I just have so many questions that I sometimes try to rush it, but I hate rushing a conversation. I just want to let you guys know that if somebody asks, or if you didn't catch the entire video, it's going to be on YouTube, probably on in the next couple of days. It's going to be a VOD here on Twitch as well. But yeah, I had a conversation with Mrs. Muffet from Ada Elements about what we can do to have stronger female representation in the space. Mm-hmm. And so I just love to see that a male team, a mostly male team, is thinking about that as well. And we should think about how we can empower female artists, female creators, because they, just like with any minority, or not a minority group, but a group that is facing some sort of what's the word? Discrimination. We need to actively work against it. Anyway, that's my little spiel on that.
Yeah, this isn't just like the only way that we've tried to just emphasize the importance of, kind of gender equality and, show the power that women have that is, undeserved. I mean, not undeserved. How do I say it? Overlooked. It's overlooked. And so actually, this is kind of a fun fact. When we were kind of looking for someone to make this vision come to truth, we have a friend of ours who actually works in this design studio. She's a female. And she was actually the first person that we reached out to, because one, she's very, talented, and two, her art isn't represented in the way that we believe it should be. We wanted to kind of provide a platform for her to, showcase her talents and express herself. But unfortunately, she, taking on an NFT project is a lot of work. It's a big task, and unfortunately, she wasn't able to come through. But we were talking to her for a while. But we just wanted to show that this isn't. We're not just doing this female. We're not just trying to cater to the females to make them happy, pretend like, oh, this what needs to happen. Like, this is real. We actually consider these these problems in our own lives, not just trying to make a community happy. These are values that we live by and that we actually implement in our real life. So yeah.
I think the community usually sees right through it, or at least does eventually, when you're just trying to kind of take advantage of some sort of social trend to make it into a business decision. We see it also with a lot of companies going green, and but yeah, if you don't have genuine motivation, people will see through it eventually.
100%. And I guess another thing that kind of ties into why we did female characters, something different. Why our NFTs aren't the traditional profile pic headshot. They look a little different. It's kind of grabbing when you see that on your feed. It's like, oh, I've never kind of seen something positioned like this, or something like that.
Ankle even. Yeah.
So what we really wanted to do was just, like we said, when we were in the space as collectors, we saw a lot of projects kind of ride the wave. Not saying that's a bad thing. It's a great way to build a community. People have common interests when it comes to projects. So they were kind of riding the wave in terms of themes, maybe tactics they use to build communities, everything in general. But we thought that the main thing that will help us separate us is creating our own wave, essentially doing everything differently, except for like the core things that you need, which are good team and transparency. We'll do those the same, but things like the art, things like just kind of the thoughts that went into the art, we just wanted to make sure that it was kind of our own angle. We didn't want to compare ourselves to this project and be like, oh, these guys did really, really well, we should probably do that. Like, we didn't want to be like, oh, Mechaverse was huge, like we should make a straight up headshot of these robot faces. We just wanted to do our own thing, and hopefully people resonated well with it, which I think they are. So we're super happy for that.
We want to be unique. That's at the end of the day. We want to be our own project. We don't want to be something where you can compare it to another project. It's like, we want to just be our own project with no comparisons, like one of a kind. And I feel like kind of
I always respect that. Like, just be you, do you, and don't worry about the rest. That it's either gonna work out or it's not, but at least just do it the way that is true to you, right? That is always, you can make minor adjustments here and there to optimize this and that, but at the core of it, at the heart of it, just do you and be true to what you're about. So I definitely respect that. That's awesome to see.
Yeah, and starting your own way that also ties into our utility, I would say, is because users basically are going to have. We don't like to think of it as like McLean-ized project. Like as soon as you're in our community, this is your project too. You're literally calling the shots on the back end for what you want your NFT to look like. That's your choice. You can take it in whatever direction you want it to look like. So that is something also that we think is awesome, because now our holders in our community can create their own depiction of a wave or their expression. So that's cool. That super excited to see our community utilize that.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're gonna see a lot of really cool accessories that community members make. Like I know we have a lot of artists in this space, of course, and if we let their imagination run free with what they can do, it's like I already know there's going to be some really, really cool accessories, like, especially weapons. That's what I'm excited about. So.
Yeah, I can already imagine. Like I see somebody mention a goat. I would love a goat armor. Yeah, I can definitely see some cool customizations happening in the community. Some really cool ideas. Do you guys want to do the giveaway? Do you want to leave it until the very end, or what do you guys think? Because we haven't forgotten about it. I just wanted to let people know.
How about we do it towards the end? Would you be comfortable doing the Twitter picker, or do you want us to do it? It's up to you. If you want to screen share it and do that when time comes, just so everyone can kind of see where the names are.
Yeah, I'll set it up and then I'll just click the button live here on screen, so everything's transparent.
Yeah. Cool. Let's go. Shout out to Tadart, dedicated community member. I love seeing him every day.
Really active in the chat, definitely.
Oh yeah, man.
And shout out to CryptoKitty also. Yeah. I mean, it's just awesome, coming from working behind the shadows for a long time to showing our our progress and our roadmap to the people. We love to see the real relationships being built from the get-go. Like it's a really good indicator to creators ourselves, just in our community as a whole, that we can recognize these people. We like talk to them about their daily life. These are real relationships being built, and so that's super exciting to me, because these guys aren't just like a statistic. Like for some people they are the people who just kind of hide in the shadows, but like we encourage everyone to kind of open up and talk to us, because like we're all of our team is super active. Like we love, like all of our mods are amazing people. They're not just there to kick people out for sending links. They're there to like communicate and talk and build the community. So like that's also kind of ties into when we said we're building an elite team, which is why we chose the people that we did for moderators, people who care about the community and people who want to actually participate in real life conversations, not just yo, 1 mint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Like I love how community focused you guys are. Like it is so important. Can't be stressed enough. And yeah, you just seem very approachable. Like and I think that is very important. And maybe it is because you have been in the space for so long. And I thought it was interesting because usually when I ask people like, oh, how did you get into CNFTs? It's the story is usually first I discovered Ethereum NFTs, and then I eventually, discovered ADA, Cardano, and then Cardano NFTs. But I'm with you guys. I had never been into Ethereum NFTs. I was just into Cardano, and then I was like, it took a while, but finally the NFT concept just clicked for me. And then it was only Cardano NFT. So I'm a Cardano NFT maxi. But I, you guys and I, obviously, we've been on the collector side. We've been fanboying over other projects, right? What are some of your favorite projects, by the way?
And that, some of our favorite, I would say Cypher Kicks for sure. Soho Kids is on like top of my list. I still need to get my hands on a Claymate. I completely missed that mint, and I have been kicking myself since that day.
That feels bad.
And then Degen Crypto Club for sure. Those are like my top.
My number one. I would say is Degens. They were the first community that I felt welcomed in and kind of like fully aped in, and just like really didn't give a shit how much I spent on like stuff there. That's a good feeling sometimes when you like just don't care about the price and you're just like, this is awesome. Like I'm in love with this. So that
That's
one
how you
will
know you
always
really
draw.
know it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you really
and
love
then
it.
Claymates. I got a couple of them. The funny thing is, this is the funny thing. So when Claymates was minting, we had a buddy. We onboarded someone into the NFC space. For some reason, McLean and I did not mint Claymates. I don't know why. We just didn't mint it, but we told our buddy, hey, this is a cool upcoming mint. He minted it and he pulled a duck, which like the floor on those is like 20K. And that was like the only one.
Right away.
No, he didn't sell. He didn't sell. But I remember, or back in the day, Drums was actually trying to buy it from him, but he's holding on, got diamond hands on that. So
that's amazing. Well done.
Yeah, so that was cool. But I mean, I ended up grabbing a couple of them when I heard about the GC Clay drop, the 1-to-1 drop. So I grabbed a couple just so I could, mint the GC Clays. So I love the Clays. I mean, that's also, another great team, genuine people.
Yeah.
Let me think. Ada Army. Probably the experience inside of the Ada Army Discord when I first got welcomed was probably something I'll never forget. It was definitely the most like welcomed I ever felt ever. They're masters of Twitter raids. Let me just tell you, they're masters of Twitter raids. He's a great like general. He is great. I love Soho Kids just because, first off, it's great quality 3D. Diogo's a great artist. Second off, Oxy, he's one of the people I first got connected with when I was in the space. I connected with him because I think the first message I had to him is when he had the 1-of-1 Degen mecha, the transformer looking.
That's right. Yeah.
I reached out to him like, damn, bro, so you're the guy with the mecha, and he's like, yep, and that's kind of how that started. But that's super cool, and I know that what he's doing is a lot greater than just a profile pic. They have an event coming up, so that's super cool. Like they're actually executing on what they said they were going to do. I mean, unfortunately, it's in Portugal. I mean, if it was anywhere closer, I would be there. But I'm sure at least 15, 20, 30 community members are going to get some value out of that and actually go to those events. So that's awesome. Let me think. Sure. Another project that Cypher Kicks. I have a few Cypher Kicks. Was the first one. We never sold those.
Yeah, I regret selling my season 1. I minted some season 1, but that was during my flipping phase, like those early days where I thought I was being so smart by like, minting for 40 and selling for 80, like score. Right. So I definitely regret that, but yeah, I like all those projects you mentioned.
Those are my best. I'm not gonna say best, but those are the ones that when I think about good projects, good teams. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Those are the ones that come to mind for sure. If you notice, all of those have great people behind them, which is kind of it's kind of a theme when it comes to my investing strategy. Even in real life, like just with anything, it's not about the idea or the concept. It's kind of like who's behind it. If my friend were to pitch me a business idea, it's like, let me think about my experiences with this friend, who he is as a person. You might have a $1 billion idea, but that can all come tumbling down if you're not competent.
Yep, I totally agree. I mean, I became very bullish on Soho Kids after I talked to Oxy on this stream. Like I got to know him and kind of his thinking, and he introduced me more to the artist, and that's why I stream. Like it's because I want to get to know the teams and. So yeah, I try to have that same approach. Like get to know the team and like see how committed they are in the long run and invest in that for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. And
yeah, go ahead, man.
Sorry. I was just saying, speaking about being collectors from since August. When Rob and I were doing our initial planning and development of the project leading up to the day, we went public, it's like, what would I, like we were always asking ourselves every step of the way, what would I as like a project, or like someone who's buying into this project, what am I looking for? And it's like, we tied in a lot of those thoughts, like thinking inside the collector's fee on what we can provide in terms of value. And we incorporated that those decisions we made, and we just feel like, we had planned out using that perspective, honestly, like really helped us out on just kind of where we took things, because it's like being able to have that perspective, it's like then you really know like what to do as a creator and the right steps to take. So I would definitely say that's something used to like our advantage when we were working on this project, because I really think a lot of people, when they men on day of men, they're going to be like, wow, like this was thought out every step of the way. It's like, this has been looking for. It's like, we really do hope, we provide that experience, and that's, our main goal. And that's, to me, that's what success looks like.
Yeah. I agree, man. And I think you might be being rugged by your internet connection, but, but.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, I think you're fine. You're just a little bit of a lag, but yeah. Sometimes, what's that?
Oh, I am breaking up. Wow.
Yeah, breaking up a little bit. But I was gonna say sometimes it becomes.
Did you catch?
I caught all of it. We caught all of it, but yeah. But yeah, just so you know. But I was gonna say sometimes it's painfully obvious when projects come into Cardano and they don't really understand the culture, the community, and it's just, it becomes very obvious to anybody who's been in the space for a long time. But unfortunately, there are also a lot of people that are just, have just gotten into CNFTs for the past couple of months, and they might not see it. So it kind of is up to the old timers that have been here for 6 months, been here for so long, to kind of point it out and kind of help each other out, I guess.
So is it, you're considered an OG if you used escrow contracts? I mean, where do we kind of draw the line on that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess the cleanest line, I guess, is smart contracts. What was that? September, maybe?
Like it was like September, like 23rd, I think.
Yeah, I think it was maybe late September. I don't know. Man, you guys are up at 2:30 a.m. and 5 a.m. That's some dedication right there. Then why don't I draw the winner before you guys go to bed?
Yeah, let's do that.
You guys cool with that?
Yeah, completely fine with that.
Oh, 5:05, man. I don't know if you woke up for this or if you haven't gone to bed. Well, I guess it's Friday, so guess we can stay up a little bit.
I bet they stayed up. I mean, it's the weekend now, right?
Yeah.
For them,
you guys strike me as young-ish. Do you guys have kids?
I do not have kids.
I have a kid. He's a big one too. It's Split World.
Yeah. No. As soon as I heard that you were staying up all night working on this, I was like, yeah, now it's the right time before you have kids.
Yeah, for sure.
I love my kids, but yeah, it kind of changes your priorities and your schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have kids. I am single for all the viewers in the in the comments. I'm just playing.
All the ladies, take note. Mr. Rob is single, ready to mingle.
I'll be in Vegas October 8th and 9th and 10th.
Oh, there are some people asking how to join the giveaway. It was just retweeting this tweet, right?
Yes.
Yeah, retweeting comments. So we just have to confirm that they commented also by just going to their account, maybe checking their tweet.
Okay, so it's retweet and comment.
Rob, you got the chat going off. Speak like it's all ladies waiting to mint Mr. Rob.
All right, so yeah, so it was just retweeting that, and I'm gonna redo the. So if you have retweeted in the last minute or so, you will be re-entered, I guess. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up. And comment. There we go.
Or I know you have been asking us questions this entire time, but I got a question for you.
Yeah, bring it.
What's your favorite part about like streaming with like other projects? Like, I know you're obviously very passionate about it, but if you could single it down to one point, what would that be? I'm just curious. Like honestly.
My favorite part about streaming it is to get to know other people on a more meaningful level. I would say it's kind of cutting through all the all the BS that can kind of distract us on Discord and like the NFT space has its dark side. So being able to just talk to real people. I'm an introvert. I hate public speaking, but as soon as I'm speaking like one-on-one or just having a meaningful conversation about something that is interesting, like that, I love that. So that is honestly my favorite part.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you like stream video games like before you did like NFT streaming, or was this like something you picked up?
I did not stream video games, but I watched a lot of video game streamers. So that's why I'm doing Twitch. I think most other creators are doing YouTube, and that's probably the smarter move. But I can also say that I'm the biggest CNFT streamer on Twitch because I'm the only one. So all right, guys, I'm gonna draw, and if they haven't commented, we'll pick a new one, right? Ready? Here we go. Sim view entry. Let's see if we can find Sim retweeted.
I will be right back.
Let's see if Sim
got the retweet.
Am I gonna have to go through all of them? Yikes!
I know
that's a lot of comments. You guys crushed it with
Yeah, our community definitely showed out. So shout out to everyone.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. Like I posted it and then I went to edit a video and I was like, oh, I'll check Twitter again, and I saw like 100 retweets. I was like, what the hell is going on?
I know it's I don't know. It's really cool to see how many people are like supportive of like what we're doing. It's like just seeing that is like insane,
Yeah.
You would what it would have been like 3 months ago. I don't know if I could have given you that answer. It's like, we didn't know where it was gonna go, But
Sim. Do you know Sim? Is he a community member? I'm not seeing
his look at his replies.
I mean,
that's shown up. Like you go on his like actual Twitter, like his Twitter profile.
Yeah. I mean, that's his tweet right here. But I don't know if you had in the rules that they had to comment on the tweet. I mean, we can also just trust that he commented. Sim seems like a nice dude, right? Or gal. Up to you guys. Because I click on the profile.
What's his handle?
To be fair, you communicated the giveaway with just retweeting. Yeah, I did just now, like a second ago when somebody was asking. But yeah, these guys, Mr. Op and Split McLean, were basically doing the giveaway. I don't think I mentioned the giveaway in the tweet itself.
I'd say
I'm a noob, man. They're telling me how to do this. I can go to replies, tweets and replies. Oh, there he is. Thanks, guys. Man, I'm being exposed on Twitter. My Twitter activity is being exposed tonight. First, I didn't follow Ada Army, and then I just don't know how to use Twitter. Yep. All right. Congrats, Sim.
I think it's the Clover that won him that. I'm being
honest.
I
think so. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it on the. See, I mean, you guys know why I have been making it on Twitter, though. If you guys haven't checked out my latest guide on how to make it on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that. I got a little chuckle out of it.
There you go.
Rob, you're muted, my friend. Rob,
Oh,
you're muted.
oh yeah, you're muted, man.
I've been talking for so long. I hate my life.
Are you serious?
Oh my god.
But
Like, these assholes ignoring me like that.
I
but
actually
basically that Twitter guy that you posted, I read the whole top part, the one for influencers.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. You read the top part.
Oh, everything's okay? Okay.
Yeah.
So I read the top part for the influencers, and I actually, I know someone who's gone through all of those already, burnt out. But I'm not one to start tea. But all I'm saying is what you wrote is so accurate. That's like a perfect depiction of like an aspiring NFT influencer.
Yeah. I was a little bit afraid of posting it because I was like, this might actually hit home. And I actually did one of these on accident, like kind of early on when I didn't know what engagement farming was. And I was genuinely like curious. And then afterwards people were like, man, that's some serious engagement farming right there. And I was like, what is that? And that's how my research started. But yeah, probably hitting home pretty hard for some people. Oops.
Dude, I almost want to do like an experiment and just start like a Twitter account from scratch and put that to the test and see how fast I can grow it. You know what I mean? I'll let you know how.
I'm all about, science experiments.
Yeah. I'll let you know in a few months.
Roy, I appreciate that, man.
Love Roy. Best mod in the game.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Much love. All right, guys. We're running out of time, actually.
Okay.
This happens when I have good conversations. An hour goes by like that. Is there anything that you guys want to say to the guys in the chat?
I would just like to say, thank you guys for like all the support you've been showing us these past few weeks, and just hopping on the live stream and getting to know Rob and I more as like project creators. It really does mean a lot. And then I would also like to say, thank you, Thor, for having us on and doing this very last minute. I don't know if who all has been here since the beginning, but Thor or like the three of us literally scheduled this maybe like a day ago, 2 days ago. So it's very last minute, but we put everything together and really run some of the best, streams on Cardano. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
This is awesome. I'm super happy that, the Split World team gets to finally, get on stage and, interact with the community on a more public scale. It's always fun being in a Discord and such, but doing live streams like this, Twitter Spaces with Nighthawk tomorrow at 8 p.m. UTC. Again, I'm just going to put that out there. But yeah, stuff like that really is our main focus leading up till Mint. We want to stay active and stay engaged in front of people, just so you guys can, see who we are, see what we're about, get to know a little bit about our personalities and kind of like who we are as people, not only just product devs. So thank you all. I want to say shout out to everyone who's in our Discord. I do see all of you. It took me a while to shout out everyone, but I recognize you. You guys are the best. Thanks for showing out. And yeah.